Folks, welcome to a Sportsman's Life. We are about to go out, and Chris is going to show us, as always, a good time on Lake Texoma. How's fishing been, Chris?
Fishing has been really good as long as you are there when it happens. A lot of times in the dead heat of the summer, the fish get in what I call the light switch. That light switch needs to be switched on, not switched off. You know what I mean?
Here comes Mr. Bill Carey. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning,
welcome.
man.
And we have, of course, our dear friend, Mr. Luke Clayton.
Good morning, folks. We're ready to catch some stripers and have some fun.
And of course, Luke Zimmerman, Luke's grandson. Welcome, Luke.
Fish. Thank you.
You guys ready to catch some fish?
You betcha.
How are you, my friend?
I am great.
Good to see you.
Let's go get some
Well, let's
fish.
not mess around. We're heading out, folks. Stay tuned on our Sportsman's Life. We're going to have a fantastic day on Lake Texoma. Striper fishing.
All right, check it out, guys. Late July, Lake Texoma. These fish right now are on the light switch bite. It's on or it's off. Right now we're waiting in the back of one of these coves for these big stripers to come run these gizzard shad. They've been doing it every morning, but boy, you have to be there when it happens. Because if you're not there when it happens, you need to get on your gas and go looking. You've seen this before, huh, Dad?
Yeah, you got a running gun. It's the only time of year that the guide, advantage fish, the guide is fighting the clock from the get-go. So let's go get some right now.
Chris, that screen is lit up, isn't it, bud?
Well, there's a little bit there.
Take a look at it. Yeah.
I'll make it big for you. Like right now, you can see these scattered fish over here on the side imaging. They're real scattered out, and then they've got a lot of shad in here too. I just drove over them and we saw a couple surface, so we're just trying to see what they're doing. But
yeah,
88-degree surface temp, boy, we sure could use a cool front.
You bet.
Right now, we're just seeing if they're gonna come back up. We saw a couple surface.
Ooh, hey, you got a striper too, if I'm not mistaken.
Dad's in.
And Mr. Bill up there.
This one ain't either.
Let's take it in line.
Jeff's getting top water blowed up. Striper's knocking in the air. Let him take it, Jeff. It's hard as heck not to take it away from him,
Mr.
you know?
Bill Carey and son Chris, both of them hooked up on a big striper.
Me too, man. I've got drag guarding. No, you got a big striper. I'm looking at him. 6-7 pounder.
Look at that.
5 pounder. We've been known to add a little weight, guys.
Well, .02 is okay. There he is. Look at him. Look at that pretty fish. And this was right in the middle of a school of.
Zim's in.
You got one? Yep. Right in the middle of here. Let's look at that fish. Look at that. Look at that.
Another sandy too.
Yeah. And
Not too bad here.
the best of both worlds.
Well, I was trying to catch a sand bass and oops.
Well, you are at your lake up here. You are at beautiful Lake Texoma.
Jeff's in.
I hear him schooling. Let's let this one grow.
Let him go. And look out, Mr. Jeff is hooked up with one. They are doing it, buddy. All right, we'll get him.
I gotta hold her, please. I'm sorry, you're filming. I gotta hold it, since we can't be having that.
Grab that top water. Grab the plug.
Another nice one.
I need needle there.
Swing it. But when's a good time to go fish Lake Texoma?
Right now?
Uh-huh.
Sometimes people ask us that when this is happening. It distracts me. Really? Yeah, they'll go, when's a really good time to come? How about right now?
That's so funny.
And Jeff, you've got one up there too, buddy. You got a good fish, Jeff. You are hooked up heavy.
With him?
I'm gonna help.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah.
You good, yeah?
Has he pulled any drag yet? Chris has snuck one in while Jeff is hooked up. We'll get back to Jeff's action because that is a good fish right there.
Every now and then they let the old captain catch him one.
Got to do it.
Life is good.
Got to do it.
We're out here, brother.
You still find that fish?
This is a chunker, guys.
All right.
This is a big fish.
That's what we want to hear.
Holy schmoly.
All right, we're going to concentrate on
It's staying
seeing.
buried for sure.
It's staying down.
Oh wait, he's got a camera in his hand.
Oh, this is a big fish. This is definitely a big fish.
When he sees the boat, he'll turn. So keep that rod tip up. He'll turn.
Oh, that's a nice one.
It's a nice one, but he's got that hook in one
He
side.
foul hooked a little bit. Yeah,
Sideways hook.
he's a pretty.
It is. It makes him like dragging a plate through the water that can swim.
It's a pretty striper. I don't, as they say, don't care who you are. Look at that.
Give me a little line. Catch one while filming, huh?
Bill, you gotta. Yeah, you've gotta.
There's one.
Now we'll top off with some white bass, right?
White bass.
Oh yes.
Bill.
Bring it in. Here we go.
Bring him on in, buddy.
Here we go. Let's get that little sandy here. All right.
You know, that to me. People talk about white bass. Do they like to eat them? Let's take a look at that. To me, that is very good eating.
Sweet meat.
Good eats.
See, they're really hitting the surface now.
Are they?
There's 2 or 3 that just hit right here.
I think
Right
it's
in
going.
front of us.
Give me a distance, man. I was looking down with lures.
It's about, I don't know, 25, 30 yards out.
Okay, so
Well,
catchable.
Yeah.
Were they on the top?
Yeah, yeah.
Give me a second here. Come on, fish. Come on, fishes. Come on. See, like right here, look, if you're filming. See, these are those white bass schools right here on the side imaging. You can see the little specks just shadowed. These are actually the shadows of them. The fish are white.
Yep.
And I actually look for them to cast shadows because I know they're active and moving. At least
bet.
that's what I think.
Yep. Plenty of them down here. Plenty of them.
There's intel there. You just got to read it. Caught it on the fall.
And Mr. Carey has got
Hey,
another one.
He's getting weight.
Okay, we're going to
Coming in.
Bring him in here,
another good
Bill.
white.
More for the fish fry right there.
Zim.
Yeah.
So
Let's look at
this
him.
is bouncing on the bottom here.
Okay, okay.
Let's see him there, Bill.
All right.
Take this little jig, drop it straight down, straight to the bottom, and then you just go like this. Hop it up.
Native fish
and
to
let it fall
Texas.
tight lines.
You bet. You bet. I wrote an article recently about the people's fish.
I like that.
All right.
All right, Luke, got one. Good.
All right.
I'll tell you what. There
Big
he
and
is.
small.
Count it.
Small, but hey.
Hey, big and small, we like them all.
Dos filetes right there, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
what people don't understand, Zim, is it takes an extreme amount of skill to detect a strike from one.
Exactly.
Do you hear that on camera, Luke? Is it going to rain because y'all are here?
Actually,
I mean, there ain't been no rain forecasted. Look at this.
Zim just caught a baby striper. Let me tell you, folks, Lake Texoma is so prolific because we have the best documented natural spawn of freshwater stripers in the United States. Our limit reflects that. Let's let this one grow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you more.
We'll come, let Jim,
Our limit is twice the state limit. You're allowed 10 fish per person per day. And this lake, for my 45 years here, just keeps kicking them out. God, I love it. I'm gonna go catch another one.
So we actually have it on film, but I'm catching this little thing here.
Hey!
What's a boxfish? Check that
All
out.
right.
Oh, look at that. He tried so hard to survive.
our guide is communicating on the phone,
Yeah.
baiting, getting the lures fixed and catching fish at the same time.
Well, it's because we got this big. There's one fish on right there.
And Mr. Luke Zimmerman is. Oh,
Big white. Swing that
look
thing to
out!
Get him in
Up
here.
and over.
Yeah, get him in.
There we go. Dad's in.
Now there is you a white bass, and here's another one coming in, Mr. Bill. I sound like a like a race car announcer, don't I?
This is a Magnum white. We have them here at Texoma. Good job, Zim. It's just extra gravy fish, you know?
You darn
Box
right.
filler. Boy, we got a big old, about a swimming pool size school of fish here coming up.
Look at them out there. I'll try to pull
Wow,
in.
look at that.
Let's sneak in with the trolling motor,
Look
guys.
at those things. They are doing it. Here's some more fillets for the fish fry. I can see it happening right now. Look at that.
Wow. That's an incredible sight.
Jeff, you hooked up with another good one, buddy.
Beautiful. Beautiful strike. Got that on film.
Yeah. Jeff, you're wearing them out, partner.
Buddy, this is fun. Look at this.
Sound like a boxfish too.
No. Nope.
44.7%.
Another one, folks. I tell you what.
This is good
And
fun. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm telling you.
No, nice cloud cover. You know, we've got a good cloud cover now. It's only about, heck, it's just 8 o'clock.
Yep.
We've got a box full of stripers, folks. Jeff, that's another good fish, looks like, buddy.
Yes, it is, buddy. Let's hook
breathing so
sideways
hard for,
again.
Jeff?
But it hit pretty hard.
Life is good.
Life
You
is
dang, you
good.
darn tootin'.
Remember a few years ago when we were saying that, lig?
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Jeff is calling them up there.
Pencil popper,
Jeff,
baby. Cotton Cordell pencil popper.
Another chunk.
Classic.
Another nice chunk. Oh, that's a nice one.
Oh, quit moving. You stuck that right in my knuckle. Pass the barb. See, here we go. Oh, yeah, he got me.
never good, that gun.
He got me.
Okay, here's our problem situation right here.
All right, folks, we're going to show you how to get this hook out. So what you want to do is you want to tie a loop in a piece of fishing string, like so, okay? And what you're going to do is we're going to get that hook, we're going to have to go all the way around to get the string to where it's around only the hook. And we're almost there. Just got to get that hook out of the way. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got, make sure it's all the way around the hook, just like you want it, just like that. Now I'm going to go in here with my hand and I'm going to turn around, and you're going to push down on this barb right here, and I'm going to pull with this to pull it out. We're pushing down on the hook and we're pulling at the
There you
same
go.
time.
See? You got to push and pull, and you got to get that leverage on it.
I want you to take a look real close at how that was in, and you're pushing on here and you're pulling at the same time to get that hook out. That barb is what gets you. So,
And instead of popping it through now, you only have one little hole instead of having two.
doing all right? Beautiful.
Dude, I've had more hooks in me than a tackle box. guys, during all this chaos, I had thrown, hear that top water, Luke just hooked up. There's that fish, we're gonna get him.
Ho, ho, ho. Look at that! You got it?
Got a double on the bow. Oh, that one, quick release. Zim's got one. Don't let that line get slack, son. Keep it tight. Hold your rods up higher. There, let him fight now. Yeah, let him fight. There you go. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. I got it. I got it. Yeah.
Start going crazy, straight fish, all different ways.
Folks, we are back at the dock. I think a little canned heat possibly going in the background, and Mr. Chris looks like a commercial operation here. Look at these nice stripers.
That is absolutely
And
fantastic.
we've got Luke's on the end. We'll take a let me take a quick look at that. Stacking them up like cordwood. This is summertime too.
And it's like 8 in the morning.
It is. Just a little after 8, and we have got her done. Got her done.
That is one nice pile of fish.
Chris and Bill, I tell you, buddy, you know, I make it up here now. I fish with you guys just about all the time, but 3 or 4 times a year, it doesn't get any better.
With over 6,000 hotels, you can...
One more look at these fish, folks. We're going to walk them up and look at these things, would you? Zimmy, Luke, my grandson, hold that big one up one more time, would you? Is that a beautiful striper or what? Midsummer. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
That is one fantastic fish.
Backlight will hurt me. That backlight, yeah, getting close.
Yeah.
Something I've come up with over the years, guys, is I call it the pinch and pull method. These fish have a lateral line, a red stripe in them. And most people tell you to butterfly it right here and cut it and pull it out. I've noticed as long as the fillet is cold, you can actually pinch and pull and just take that red meat right out. And you can do it just to multiple fillets, just one after a time. Pull, pinch, pull, get that thing out right there. As long as you leave all the red on the skin,
Yeah,
try not to rake your fillet.
And
You'll
Chris,
have it
you
like
run
this.
your knife up, you don't run it right down hard on the skin when you do that.
You don't, because you get a bunch of unedible silver and red. What you want to be able to do is pull it out just like that and have it ready. And drop it in the cold water. Keep them cold. Always keep them cold.
Yeah, there you go. So you left a lot, I'll show that red meat left on the,
So
on the
leave that
hide.
there. And then your fillet look just like that.
And then now let's do that real slow.
Pinch and pull.
Pull,
Pinch.
pinch, and pull. And you don't, the way I've always done it, when I do it, is with a knife.
You bet.
You don't need to use a knife for that. Awesome.
It also works good on the white bass as well, as long as you lift that knife.
I'm Josh Schwencke, Joshua, Joshua, and last name SCHWENCKE, and my website is www.gastronomycompany.com. That's a stumble on that one a little bit.
You sure that's the right one?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
A little winded.
We're here at the FTW Ranch and with the new Hunters program, and we've got Josh here with us. Josh is an absolutely fantastic chef, wild game chef in particular.
Right. That's right.
And a native Texan.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us a little bit of what you're going to do here at this school. I mean, we're teaching all kinds of different things to hunters, but also not only how to take that animal apart, but also how to put it on the table as well.
Right. So what we've kind of built this entire program around is being the end result of hunting. So if you're actually going out and harvesting that animal yourself, being able to facilitate that in need and enjoy what you've actually put a lot of hard work and equity into is what we think is probably one of the most important parts of it. Not just learning how to hunt and learning the biology and what it all takes to pull that trigger, but how to feed your family and how to enjoy that part of the process. So,
Well, beyond all that, I understand you know a little bit about the history of food, in particular
yeah.
cultures and those
Yeah.
kind of things, which I find very Very fascinating.
Sure. Yeah, there's so we like to say there's a lot of corresponding lines through our timeline as human beings, where food and man have these great points of opportunity where we either lose some knowledge or we gain some knowledge. And we're right now with what we're doing here, we're really focusing more on the fact of bringing those kind of old world ideas, those old world methods of cooking and hunting, and bringing them to the dinner table. And so focusing on all that as a life skill, we believe is super important. And knowing the history of it, knowing where all this came from, is just one big pillar of how that all works.
So what are you concentrating on anything particular here? We had a meal last night that was absolutely fantastic of nilgai. So what's kind of on tap for the day?
So we are doing, we have a lot of nilgai we're going through today. Tim Fallon actually was able to harvest one a couple of months ago, so we're going through that. And we're about to do some French omelets with sweet potatoes, goat cheese, and nilgai, fresh fruit, potatoes, all that. Good brunch. I mean, it's a well-rounded brunch. Come on now. And then we are doing, tonight, we're doing beef fajitas, and we're actually doing more nilgai, but we're going to do nilgai tamales with black beans and cojita. And so it's going to, a lot of people here, East and West Coast people, never had real tamales, so they're gonna have real tamales tonight. So yeah, so we one of the biggest focuses that we're like zooming in on is the fact that game cooking doesn't have to be just chili. It doesn't have to be just jerky. It needs to be food that's approachable. It needs to be food that you are already making, but there are ways to incorporate that game into your modern cuisine that you're already cooking at home. And so last night we did nilgai backstrap green curry. So everything was Thai centered, but it was very much focusing on how to incorporate that game and making it the centerpiece of what we were doing, without just kind of lathering everything up in spice and just calling it chili. So yeah.
We'll kind of maybe sit down and after we've had this meal and get a little bit of it. So.
Yeah, we got sausage making coming up next. Maybe
absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Joshua, thank you.
Of course, my pleasure.
To wrap up today's show, I thought it would be interesting to share with you a few photos that go back several years that I pulled out of some photo albums of some family hunting and fishing outings. It's always kind of neat to look at this kind of stuff. The first picture here is my great-grandparents with some fish back in the 1920s. The second picture is my grandfather hunting in the early 1930s. The third picture is my grandmother with her first buck in 1966. And the last picture is a picture of my father with a buck that he shot in 1970. It's always fun to pull out old photos and share them with friends and family and think of all of the good times you've had in the outdoors. Thanks again, folks, for joining us today on A Sportsman's Life. Until next week, be safe in the outdoors.
And a special thanks to these fine sponsors: Air Force Air Guns, B&B Charcoal, Dallas Safari Club, Hornaday, Pyramid Air, Taurus Firearms, Sightmark, Smokin' Tex, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, TRHP Outdoors, and Striper Express.